Hello friend, welcome to my garage again. I've got a real quick review for you of the GreenWorks 40 volt weed eater. I've used it for a little while now. You'll be able to see in a minute that it's kind of dirty, but so far I've been impressed. There's some good parts about it, there's some bad parts about it. Here we go. Here's your handle where your battery attaches up at the back of it. At the bottom, you do have a mounting hole. So if you've got a way to hang it on your wall, it'll slide in and then hook right into it. On the handle, you do have an attachment point for a strap, if you're the type of person that needs the strap. Also, the front handle is adjustable with this knob right here. Loosen that up, you can slide the whole handle up and down this rail. Above the handle, at the back of the handle, this weed eater, just like the lawnmower, takes the 40 volt lithium ion battery. This one came with a 2 amp hour, the lawnmower came with the 2.5, but for the weed eater this does a pretty good job. And if you look inside, you can see those grooves up top, and then you look on the battery, it's also got the other end. Sit there and slide that right in, give a little tap, and you are loaded in and good to go. Alright, now that we've got our battery installed in the back of the weed eater, you see it in the back of the handle there. To operate the weed eater, it's pretty simple. You've got a safety here that you pull that, and then your trigger actuates the motor. Pull that thumb release, and it works pretty good. Let's move on down to the other end. Set it up on a jack stand here, it'll be easier to see. The bottom of mine, as you can tell, is dirty. One thing I didn't care for is the way the string gets released. The string that it comes with seems to be fairly stout. It does not burn through a lot of it, and I like the way that works. It's not like the cheaper weed eater string where you're just burning through a lot of it. But one thing I don't care for is there's no button on the bottom of this. On a traditional weed eater, you sit there and you bounce the end whenever you've got it running, and it kicks out a little bit more string when it starts running low. This model seems like it uses the torque of the motor. So when you go from off to hitting that power, it kind of kicks out just a little bit more each time. And it does have a guard. It does have a guard that pops out on the end if you want to use that. I find it kind of hard to get in close to anything whenever you've got that guard kicked out, so I prefer to keep it up in here. Now there is a release here. Push that button and the whole head turns and you can hear it lock in. We are now vertical with the handle of the weed eater, so you can use it for an edger. You've got your wheel that rolls along the bottom. You just kind of tilt it up a little bit and the string flings out there and edges for you. Turn that back. It'll click back in. It's a push here and it turns. You turn it until it clicks and this pops back out. Now here on the side there's another button. You can push that button in and the whole head will rotate up and down depending on what angle you want to work the weed eater at. So if you're a taller person and you need the weed eater to have a little bit different angle, you can kick it up like that. If you're a little bit shorter, if you're really short, or you're needing to stretch in someplace super tight, it'll go down all the way horizontal from the handle. I typically leave it on the second notch here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I leave mine right there most of the time. But that's the basics of the weed eater. let's take it outside. I've got a little bit of tall grass that's not been hit yet this year. We'll go knock it down and I'll show you how it works. And when you're done, it's as simple as pushing this little button right here, pulling the battery out. You'll have your charger plugged in. You can see the single red light is on. Slides in, clicks into place. Now you've got the two red lights. When the one on the right turns green, you're good to go. And that's been the GreenWorks 40-volt electric weed eater. It's a whole lot better than stretching a cord around or having to go get gas. Worst of all, if you've got a two-stroke weed eater, you've got to get the gas, get the mix it up, make sure the ratios are all right so you don't burn it out. With an electric weed eater, you don't get the vibrations in your hands like you do in a gas engine, because the gas engine has to run the entire time. With the electric one, whenever you stop, it stops. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.